Hey guys, it's Carly again, and I'm going to give you a little rundown of what the chapters we had to read talk about and what I took away from them and what was stood out to me in those chapters. One of the main things in the chapters that stood out to me was like who you're talking to. Like the one of the words I read was like demographics of the situation. Like depending on your audience depends on what you're going to talk about. Like, I'm not going to talk about something that doesn't interest the audience or pertain to the audience in any way. And because if they're not going to take any information from it, then what's the point in even giving the speech at all? So, like, for example, I'm not going to tell my mom about my stats class or like my A&P class or even like my history class because she doesn't do anything that pertains to anything like that, especially like my A&P. She is a secretary, so she doesn't need to know anything about A&P. Like, that doesn't pertain to her at all, so she'd probably get super bored. So depending on who your audience is depends on like what you can talk about and like what the audience will enjoy or take information from and use it in any sort of way. Another thing about the chapters that we read is like having a visual aid in your speech, because I feel like having a visual aid makes your speech more reliable and it makes you like people understand what you're talking about more. In my introductory speech, I talked about how I love to travel, and so I showed a Chattanooga book, and I was in a hotel room because I was currently traveling, and how I loved shoes, and so I showed two pairs of my shoes that I really love because I love buying shopping. So I feel like people are not going to believe me if I say I love shoes if I don't show some of the shoes that I have and like why I love them. Another thing is like when you're having a speech, it like special occasions can be brought into it, like birthdays, holidays, marriages, anything really. My sister had to give a speech at her best friend's wedding, and like she had to prepare and know what to say during that speech. And so, like, for example, I hope to give speeches. I give speeches all the time to random people at parties. I've had to give in speeches. I was my class vice president in high school. I had to give speeches then. So I feel like different occasions require different types of speeches and knowing what you're going to say. So those are some of the things I took away.